Hello, welcome to My Life After 50, Frank Morrison, and my live stream. I hope all is well. And I have this titled, What are you giving thanks for? Or what did you give thanks for during the Thanksgiving day or throughout the holiday? I can tell you what I'm giving thanks for. That was the ability to visit my son for the holiday. He's living quite a distance from me, and I was able to take the time away to go visit him, and that is a big deal for me. My son is very important to me. Um, at the top of my board, I've got my Frank's Weekly Five. Before we get into the five thoughts that I have, did you attempt a no alcohol holiday? If you did, let me know in the chat and let me know how that went. And if that's your first attempt to get out of this dark path of drinking, that's a great job. Good for you. I'll give you the iron fist. That's a big step. That means that you're aware of what's going on with you, and you've made an attempt to do something. And so I'm proud of you for that. I'm going to try to straighten that out a little bit. Looks like my screen is just slightly off. Excuse me a moment. I'll tilt that a little bit. Now, I shouldn't expect you to read my handwriting. I'll read what's on the board. So here we go. Number one, you can't quit cold turkey. If you're a daily drinker, it's impossible and it's extremely dangerous. I am a perfect example of that. I'll say it again in every live video that I make, every live stream that I make here. I invite you to watch my first video. From the Gut tells most of everything that I went through. And there were times where I did try to quit completely. But I was just too far into it, and my body resisted that. My neurological system resisted that. So it is extremely dangerous. So you can't do it cold turkey. You need help. Number two, is it really worth lying to yourself day after day? I'll say it again. You have the strength in you, in yourself, to get off this dark path that is literally taking you nowhere. Alcohol is a dark path that literally takes you nowhere. Take that advice. What I tend to forget to do on my live streams is it's extremely important that I state that I am not in the medical field. I have no degree in medicine, in psychology, in therapy. That's my disclaimer. I'm just a regular guy who went through a terrible time in his life and at this stage has 100% clarity. And I will say it every video. And I'm ultra proud of that. And clarity is it's a deep word that can go in many different directions. And I could list 100 things that give me clarity. I'll give you three. Knowing what I'm doing from day to day. Clarity is giving me better sleep. Clarity is helping me make the right decisions. That's three. I could keep going. Maybe what I'll do in another live stream enlist all of those things that are clarity. And give me a little feedback. What do you think about that? What do you think about when I make that list? Or maybe that'll help you chime into my live chat and ask a question about one of those things that I will list under clarity. I try to keep this video short. I keep saying it's going to be 10 to 15 minutes. The last couple I've ended up being 20. I do not want this to be boring whatsoever. I'm going to say it again. I'm a regular guy who went through a terrible time, but no longer, and I will never drink again. Ever. No point. Number 3, and this refers to my first video. So after you watch that, the title is Defeating the Evils of Alcohol. And when you get to the stage that I was at, yes, alcohol becomes evil. So here's just 3 of those examples. Drinking daily creates you to live 2 lives. Drinking daily creates you to live 2 lives. Your day-to-day life of what you normally do, going to work. You have a family, you're taking care of your family. But throughout that day, you're lying to yourself. Because you're thinking about alcohol. And you're making it through the day, and you're using every excuse possible in your own mind to make it through your day. Kind of referred to as a functioning alcoholic. And a lot of people talk about functioning alcoholics, and would I refer to myself as one during that period of time? Sure. I thought I was okay. I thought I could pull this off. First few days, whatever. It's way more than days for me, but you get my point. A functioning alcoholic thinks that gets to the point where they think that they're invincible. I can do this. I'm fooling everybody. Let me tell you something. It catches up to you. It catches up to you one way or another. And people know. People know way more than you think they know. And alcohol leads you to believe that you're pulling it off. And you're not. You're just not. The second one I'll state, you're destroying your body and your mind. It's no question. You're destroying your body and your mind. Whether you're putting on weight that you don't normally carry. It could be anywhere. It could be in your face. It could be anywhere. Your brain cells. You're frying your brain cells. You literally are. You're tearing up your insides in many different ways, from your stomach lining to your liver to your blood cells. You're just literally destroying yourself. And it's just not good for you. Why would we want to do that to ourselves? We don't think about those things. We think about the fun that alcohol gives you. You're having a great time with your friends, your husband, your wife, the family that's around you that can handle their drinking much more than you can, or much more than you have. I could keep going on that one. Alcohol leads you to believe you can drink away your sorrows. Well, that's a deep one, because it's more than sorrows. You can drink away the bad day that you had at work. You can drink away something that horrible happened to you. And there's countless excuses for sorrows. I need a drink. I need a drink. Well, that's what alcohol has done to you. It's made you believe that you need that drink. That's the only way you're going to get through the day. And there's the evils of alcohol. It grabs you and it's telling you, "Hey, you need me right now. I'm the only way that you're going to get through this situation." And that's just not true. Sadly, you've lost control of your true mind and making the right decision to know that alcohol is not the answer to your sorrows, or that you lost your job, you lost your wife, you lost your girlfriend, you lost your husband through a divorce, or even worse, whatever that is. Alcohol is never the answer to any of that. To wash away whatever you think it's going to wash away. The only thing it's washing away, and I mentioned this last week, and I'm going to mention it again and again and again and again. The only thing it's washing away is your money. It's not just washing it away, you're pissing it away. And I have no problem saying that. You're just pissing it away. Or the next morning, it's coming out of your mouth. Oh, that's so much fun, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be okay. It's no big deal. Well, you do that time and time and time again to yourself. There you go. I can go right back to you destroying your body. It's just not good. Number 4, everybody will stop drinking at some point. Don't you want to be alive and proud to tell the story of how you quit drinking? Don't you want to be alive for that? I sure do. And I'm on YouTube because I told my story about how I quit drinking. And I'm ultra proud of that. Ultra proud of that. You do have the strength in you to quit. You cannot do it on your own. You do need help. There's no question. I'm using this avenue to help you. Just listen to me with the things that I have to say about it, and I'm going to do it week after week in hopes that someone's going to throw in a chat with me. I would love that. Real quick, I'm going to check my volume. Yeah, I'm in good shape. Thankfully, I made the major mistake 2 weeks ago of not turning up the volume on my phone, and I did 20 minutes of recording, and you couldn't hear me. So thankfully, I was okay there. I also like to go back in my story, and I'll take a clip from it in my mind, and I'm not even looking at it. I have a photographic memory, so I literally can remember almost that entire story. So here's a clip in my mind from that story. At least I hope I told this part of it. I told a part of the story about this gentleman John, who had drank. Thank you, Electro Synchro, telling me the volume is good. Appreciate that very much. Told the story about John, who had drank moonshine almost his whole life. And that was really, really sad. It was really sad for me to see that. And this gentleman, you could tell, had it really hard. Excuse me just a second. I'm typing something in. And that is a thank you to Electro Synchro. Appreciate that very much. Let me get back to John. And it's actually another part of the facility, and it's actually about another person. But John, man, I, that situation was a big part of what really slapped me in the face. Like, oh my gosh, Frank, there's no way you can let yourself go this far. You just can't. And so that literally helped me being in that situation and sitting next to this gentleman. I won't tell the whole story because I would like for you to watch that video. But here's the other part of this that I really wanted to get into. There was a young man who I got roommated with, we'll call it. And in our rooms, we had to lay in these almost capsules, and these capsules monitored you through the night. It was it was strange. It was like space age stuff, but these people really took care of you, and this bed monitored you and made sure that there wasn't any issues going on while you were sleeping and so on. But this other young man, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember his name. I'll call him Robert, but he seemed to think that he knew me. So I kind of went along with that because I wasn't I'm unsure of this person. He was actually there for massive drug abuse, but apparently, not apparently, he was is a repeat offender. And what do I mean by that? He's been in this facility countless times. I won't remember how many times he said. It could be four. But he literally told me, "Yeah, I know how to play the system. I get busted. They throw me in here. Um, I don't know who's throwing him in there, but they were." And he kept saying, "Yeah, I know you. I've seen. Where are you from?" And I told him where I was from. "Oh yeah, I think I've run across you in such and such store. I remember you. You know, what do you do?" And I told him what I did. This guy didn't know me, but I just went along with it. But the point of me telling this part of the story is there's another situation where you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. This guy's lying to himself. He's been in and out of this, and he thinks he can just continue to beat the system. Well, eventually it's going to catch up with him. And I feel sorry for that guy. And he was not old. Um, he was probably in his upper 20s. So there's a couple of short stories from my long version story or video that I'd love for you to watch. Um, I'm looking at about 10 minutes right now, I believe. No, I'm at 17 minutes. Wow, it's easy for me to go on, um, and I don't want this to be boring. So I'm going to leave you with this, as I do at the end of every video. I want you to make today your best day ever until tomorrow. Next week, I'll tell you the full story about that quote. It's actually mine now. It's going through a process of trademarking, and you can find this shirt on redbubble.com under FJM Art, or just type in on their website, "Make today your best day ever until tomorrow." I will pop right up with my designs. I'd love a little support there. But I mean, that just says it all, folks. Best day ever has been around for a long time, and that's a fantastic quote. But this just takes it a little further, especially with that right there, until tomorrow, because you will have a tomorrow once you go down this path of quitting drinking. And it's not to say that you won't have a tomorrow, because you haven't quit yet. But hopefully, you're getting really close to going down that path of clarity, because it is a fantastic place to be. And I love it every day. Till next time, folks, make today your best day ever until tomorrow. And take care. Bye bye.